What's up, gamers? Today we're going to be making tacos. The ingredients you're going to need are 10 shells of Old El Paso taco shells, 1 seasoning mix, 1 head of iceberg lettuce, 1 sizable tomato, some Mexican blend cheese, and 1 pound of ground beef. So this is very important. You need to be using fresh ground beef, not frozen. The way I learned to thaw the meat is to get something metal and then put the beef upside down on it while it's still in the container. Leave it like that for 6+ hours and it'll thaw. I'll get back to you when my beef is ready. Oh, it looks like our meat has perfectly thawed, so what we're going to need from there is our pan and a silicone or wooden spoon. Don't use metal or you'll scratch up the anti-stick stuff on your pan. So just make sure you throw the container the meat came in away, and then wash your hands before you handle any of the cooking tools. So what you're going to want to do is take your spoon and start mashing the meat up with it. The objective of this is to break it down to the point where it's all small, can cook faster, evenly, and properly sized for tacos. When it's all mashed up like I showed you, then what you're going to want to do is just stand around your meat and watch to tell when it's done. You'll know when it's done when all the meat is brown, and you don't see any of those pink areas left. Try mixing around the meat and pressing those areas against the pan. Don't be afraid to give it a little stir to encourage those areas that aren't cooking and to prevent the bottom from burning. Next up is straining the meat. This is really important because if you don't do it, then it's going to be all greasy and there'll be excess fat in there with it. It really doesn't look pretty after being in the fridge for a while. Metal strainers are crucial for this because if you use plastic, it could melt and you'd have a really bad day. Great, so now when you're done with that, just dump the strained meat back into your pan and get the flame running again, but at a low setting. Now we're going to need our packet of taco seasoning and some water from the sink. So what we're going to do is shake the packet like this to make sure it's not spilling everywhere when we open it. Then just dump that packet on your meat. Next add some water. Stir it all up and make sure that the taco seasoning gets into all the meat. Then leave it to simmer like this for 10 to 15 minutes. Right about now we should be popping our taco shells in the oven. Set the oven for 350 degrees Fahrenheit or roughly 170 degrees Celsius for 5 minutes. So now you're going to want to start cutting up your lettuce, tomatoes, or anything else you want to put in your taco. To cut up lettuce, we put it down on the cutting board like this. And get a nice sharp blade. Put the blade parallel to the hand you're using to hold the lettuce and cut with the tip of the blade first, ending with the back of the blade. This should get you a nice cut. I like a little bit of tomato in my tacos, so I'm going to show you how to cut those up too. What you're going to want to do is take your tomato and get a serrated knife. Start on one side and saw the bit off. Do this for the whole tomato and then you can start cutting it up even smaller if you want it diced. Oh yeah, don't forget to grab your taco shells out of the oven or they might be burnt. So right about now, your meat should be done cooking. You can now serve the tacos and enjoy them.